Hey everyone, Invader1 here, and this is the N7 Spec Ops operation video. So for those of you guys who don't know this, I actually belong to a great community called N7 Spec Ops created by Hudson N7. It was not created by me, guys, just letting you guys know. It was created by Hudson N7, really cool guy. And he's just really awesome to play with, and he has a Facebook page which I have a link to on my channel that you guys can find. The reason I posted this video up to my YouTube channel is number one, to show it to the N7 Spec Ops community. Number two, I thought you guys might also like it, you YouTubers. This is not a build video. This is not a build talking about the best strategies for certain maps, etc. But this is on London, and some people have asked me to redo some of the maps with the new factions and all that. So I figured, even though this is an operation video, you guys might get something out of it. Now, let me tell you guys something a little bit about this operation and why it is a challenge. I want you guys to know that when we do these operations on Platinum, especially, they might take longer than normal because we do have certain restrictions. Although we do try to missile on certain waves, this map was really difficult to do for us. This is our third try. The first time that we did it, we did great. I mean, we did really good, but then at wave 10, the hack objective totally destroyed us. I mean, the entire team was just, it was crazy. Just at wave 10, we got wiped out. Same thing the second time, except the second time we got a hack objective waves 3, 6, and 10. So we got really unlucky at that time. We still made it to wave 10, but for some reason we could not make it past wave 10. So our third try, we did it, and we were able to do it. And this was our third try. Now, let me explain a little bit to you guys about this. What we do is we have weekend missions. Normally, when BioWare has their weekend operations, we try to kind of mix it up with theirs. And what we do is we have certain challenges. So now for Operation Elite, on this operation, we were only allowed to use N7 troops, N7 characters. So that's kind of like, the Destroyer, the Shadow, the Fury. There you go, the Furry. Call her the Furry sometimes. But anyways, all the N7 characters. Those are the only ones we were allowed to use, and we were only allowed, okay, to use weapons that have the N7 prefix. So N7 weapons only. Not just that, but we were only allowed to conduct operations versus the Reapers, and in only certain maps. We could only fight in Vancouver, London, Rio, Ghost, and White. So I figured, you know what, this might be nice for you guys to see also, how we handle London. We could definitely run the map more than we do here, but everybody on the team, that we have here, we actually have one new guy that I never played with before, just brought him on. We're trying to do something, trying to figure out how we would fare with just the N7 weapons, and we're trying to make it work. So it was a little tough. It was definitely a little tough, but we were able to handle it. Now the maps. The reason I picked London is because I haven't done a London Platinum gameplay in quite some time, and the last one I did for you guys was just, I was just like in a corner, kind of, showing you guys kind of like the area and stuff like that. So here we kind of run it a little bit. We run around a little bit more. We still kind of take the defensive position of being by the extraction area. But what we did in this one, since this is an operational video, we did have certain restrictions. For this time around, what we did is we actually decided to have a Shadow, because since we only had N7 weapons, I didn't have a Scorpion. I didn't have I didn't have the option to use the Acolyte just to mess Phantoms up, or to destroy all the mid-tier enemies like Marauders and Dragoons, and all the mid-tier enemies. But the bigger bosses, they weren't that much of an issue with the new Typhoon. They actually did quite a few buffs to the Typhoon. It's not that bad actually right now. I do have it at level 10. So I don't know how it would be on lower levels, even though all the other guys here have it like level 6, some level 2. So I do have a level 10. I think it's actually really decent against bosses, against smaller guys. You can see here, look at that. I'm just trying to really mess up that husk, and he's just like, forget it. You know, against the smaller mooks, it just doesn't really. I mean, it's okay, it works, but it's just it has to rev up. It takes time to rev up. By the time the gun gets going, and you know the enemy just has pelted you with a ton of bullets. So, but so far it is much better. The Typhoon has gotten a little bit of a buff. All the assault rifles got a little bit of a buff, so it's definitely quite a little better. Oh, guys, a little something here. You guys will notice here once in a while when I'm fighting a Banshee with a destroyer. You'll notice that one thing that I do is you guys can take that tip. If you're fighting a Banshee, you know she's about to warp you. What I do is I turn off Devastator mode and I do a side hop. The moment that I know that the Banshee warp ball is almost about to hit me. So, you know, it's just a little bit of a tip, guys, you know, so like that, because I've seen a lot of people think, you know, because they don't want to turn off Devastator mode, they'll sit there and they'll take, you know, Banshee warp balls, but in Platinum, guys, you don't even want to take one, because you get hit by a Banshee warp ball and then a Marauder just shoots you immediately. You drop almost instantly. So you really don't want that. So what you want to do is you want to be able to play with Devastator mode and never forget to turn it back on and off. So in this situation, you'll see that I'll do some hops, you know, some side hops, and then I, you know, turn it back on. And then when I'm fighting with a Banshee, I go right ahead and, you know, I go back and forth between that. But anyways, guys, this was difficult because, you know, all I had was the Typhoon. I did bring the Piranha, but it's still was not, you know, on Platinum the enemies are just a lot more tankier, so it was definitely difficult to do. This was a tough run. As you guys know, on London Platinum, London is just most of the people who play London on Gold, in all honesty, feel that, oh well, the strategy on Gold will work on Platinum, but it just doesn't. It does not. On Gold, you could actually kind of run the map so much faster than this. You could be on the top, you know, by this walkway, or I guess this bridge area on top, and hang around there. Just, you know, pretty much run the map. I never stay still on Gold. I'm gonna be honest with you. Gold, when we play Gold, we just kind of run the map. We go from spawn point to spawn point, just killing everything. But on Platinum, you know, if you definitely want to have an area to kind of not camp out per se, but, you know, because I really prefer you guys not play like that. What I like to do is kind of have a region or a zone or an area that everybody knows, like, okay, we're gonna be around by extraction, and you don't have to camp there, guys. Don't find the desk. Don't sit behind the desk. Don't just kind of stay static. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to move. This is the good thing about Platinum, that it forces you to move, you know, so you definitely have to move. Now what I do call on Platinum, I have like certain zones. So this will be a zone. There will be the extraction area. I'm like, hey guys, let's go by the extraction area, let's go there. And there's sometimes where the wave gets a little tough, we get overrun, so we'll go to the other side of the map. So we'll draw the enemies in, we'll draw them away, we'll do those kind of strategies and tactics. And it works out. It works out quite well. And you can definitely run this map, guys. I've even seen Platinum speed runs on this map by, I believe, Team Aralex. And, you know, that's some pretty cool guys, and I know a few of them, and, you know, they'll run it. I'm not a big speed runner myself. I can do them, but I'm just not a big speed runner. What I do try to do is make sure that my Platinum runs are down to like 24, 26, the maximum like 27 minutes. But on operations like this, we try to you know, cut it short, but then we have restrictions. We can't, certain weapons that we can't use, and we did our best to make it work. Now what we did is we had, you know, a shadow, so that the shadow could take care of the phantoms, because the first two times we had such difficulty with the phantoms with our weapons that, you know, we could take down the bigger bosses, we could take down the Banshees without an issue, but the Phantoms were just giving us so much problems, and so were the Primes. But the Primes are always the top tier enemy, guys. I got a message, by the way, on my YouTube channel. If you're hearing this, very cute, funny. But I got a message saying, "Hey, I just want to say that I think primes are sexy." Well, okay, primes are sexy. All right, congrats to you. But just letting you know, guys, that in all honesty, when it comes to platinum, I think you just really have to be careful of the primes. Yes, the banshees are a pain in the ass. Yes, everybody's a pain in the ass. You got a whole bunch of phantoms. You got a whole bunch of stuff, but the primes will stagger everything. They will just jack everything up with their primary cannons, with their 10,000 turrets that they cast around you. Um, so you definitely have to really keep an eye out for them. Make sure that you can take cover when you can, because they'll everything about them will stagger you, and they have the most accurate, precise, like they're just so accurate. So it doesn't matter where you are, they will hit you. They'll find like little crevices and corners to just to destroy you. So we do have here, because of the fact that for example, I don't have the acolytes. I couldn't take down the shields and barriers as quickly as I would have liked to. We definitely have to be very cognizant of the fact that we have to be very, very careful. And it was tough, guys. It was definitely tough, because couldn't rely on my acolyte, couldn't rely on my scorpion for phantoms and mid-tier enemies. So yeah, guys, when it comes to going back to the London map on Platinum, this is a map that I do not play often on Platinum. I just don't, because it's not that easy. Because to me, even though it's a cool map, it's laid out, it's a lot of fun. I like it on gold, I like it on lower difficulties, I really do, because you could definitely run it. I mean, it's not hard on the lower difficulties. You could actually run the map. You could just run around much more than we do here. Even though we are running around quite a bit, but still, it's like we're still more cautious, right? Because we have a lot more boss enemies, and there's not as much cover as you think there is. There really isn't. So the enemies are sniping you from across the map, and really destroying you. So when it comes to this map, I really don't do this map a lot on Platinum. I do like the map, I really do, but it's definitely such a tough map for Platinum. I mean, it's doable, don't get me wrong. I do it, we did it. I've done it before, I beat this map before. But it's not a map that I'm constantly, playing on Platinum. It's just not. This is not one of those maps. But it is a fun map. Definitely, it's a fun map. I like the way it looks. I like the layout and everything. And if if you're ever to kind of trying to figure out, kind of like the way we do, we have zones and areas of interest. The extraction area we're at right now is kind of like an area that we fall back to constantly. We'll go out there, you see our shadow goes all the way to the other side of the map. I go to the middle of the map. I actually draw enemies in. What I do is I try to weaken them, and then I draw them in. So what I'm doing is a little bit of spawn control, forcing the spawns across the way, and then I am pushing forward towards the middle of the map, just devastating as many of the enemies as I can, just hitting them hard, weakening them, and then bringing them back to the team so that we could all take them out together. The team is mostly around too. They're kind of going around and doing their thing, but what we do is we draw the enemies back to the extraction, so like that we funnel them in. What we're doing is we're forcing them not to spawn erratically, not to spawn behind us, in front of us, not to surround us, because we don't want them to have, kind of like in this map, we don't want them to have the advantage of kind of like being in what is called a kill box, or a kill zone. If we're all in the center and everybody's around us, then we are at a disadvantage, because they have nothing but line of sight on us. So what we're doing is, by starting every wave by the extract, we start off there, and then we push forward after we see the wave signal begin. Then what that does, it allows us to force the spawns across the way. They're not like that, they're not spawning all around us, because they will. If you're in the top, guys, if you are by the top stairway, like where we're going now, if you are at the top center, right, they will spawn in all sides. They will spawn on the right, they will spawn on the left, and sometimes across the way. And what happens is, after that on Platinum, now they're coming at you from all angles. and you have to fight enemies on one side, you have to fight enemies on the other. So if your team is not, if your team is not ready for that, then you will get overrun. And you will have what is called a revive party. Everybody will be reviving each other. You'll be wasting a lot of meta gels. So that's, definitely not the thing to do. Mind you, we are limited here. This run could have gone a little faster. Could have maybe used a little bit more missiles, but it's just the reason why we didn't do a lot of missile spawn nuking on this map was because we're first of all, we're limited by the weapons we have. Okay, even though yes, the typhoon is great. The typhoon that I had, that we had, is great, taking out big boss enemies. But the mooks, like the phantoms and the marauders, it's just it doesn't do that great against them. It does kill them, but it just takes forever to kill a phantom. The Marauders, it does a good job on them, but it still takes too long. The Marauders can elbow you in the face, give you the people's elbow, or they can just shoot the crap out of you. There's times that I've been just one-shotted by Marauders on Platinum, and it's just crazy because like a character like this, he has 1600, I think 1630 shields. So, for me to be one-shotted like that by like a Marauder or two, it's just absolutely insane. So yeah, this is definitely a difficult map, but it's doable. It's doable, guys. That's what I tell you guys all the time. You can definitely do this. You can definitely have fun with this. Now, this is a specific operation. This is Operation Elite. We had a good time with it. And by the way, guys, the N7 Spec Ops community, it's not a clan. And what we do is we have like weekend operations. We have a Facebook page. We connect there, and and we do what we got to do. And what's interesting is that I don't really reveal a lot about myself personally here, but if you're part of the N7 Spec Ops, you actually get to know who I am on Facebook, because that actually does show who I am. And it's funny, I've gotten a lot of comments before, because I'm not like the I guess the typical, what people would expect, because I've been on BSN, and they, people have made comments, man, how does anybody have time, to get good at this game? And they'll call you like a no life or whatever. And then the reality is that, guys, I am a businessman. I do pretty well for myself. I work from home. I have a side business. I am an investor. So I'm not, the other assumption, instead of people making the assumption that you're like this kid who is overweight, who does not, has nothing else to do but play video games and not do anything else with their life, is absolutely incorrect. I make the time to do this because I enjoy it, and my goal is in the future to hopefully design more video games, as a living. But that's going to take me some time, right? I need to find investors. I need to do a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot of things that I need to do. But I enjoy doing this, and this is my way of showing the community that, guys, number one, I enjoy playing with you guys. Number two, I enjoy video games, and especially a game like this. And by the time, hopefully, when I get to start doing something where, in the sense of creating games, then this should show everyone that I definitely enjoy what I do, which is this, which is playing video games, and getting to understand games very well, and help people out. It's one thing that you definitely want to do, guys. If there's anything that you guys want to do or take any advice at all from me, it's not how to run a map, how to run the game. Is do not be elitist. Help everyone out that you can. Do what you can. And in regards to that, guys, I do want to mention something. If you guys are sending me messages to play, do me a favor, send it to me as a message. Like, actually take out time to write, like, hey, Invader One, this is me from YouTube. And I've gotten that before, and I appreciate that a lot. Like, this is me from YouTube, or I am from N7 Spec Ops, and what I want to do is I want to play a game with you, etc. And those messages are the ones that most of the time I invite those. If you send me a friend request, guys, do not get offended if I decline them. And the reason is because I get around maybe 13, sometimes 7, sometimes 8, sometimes 12 friend requests every day. So it's really tough for me to it's really tough for me to handle it, and to be able to manage that. So don't get offended if I decline it because I don't know who you are. I don't know where you're coming from. I just got a random friend request, um, and so when you want to play with me or want to do something, just actually take out the time to send me like a message, just to write it, or even a voice message. Say, hey Invader, this is what's up. I'm from YouTube or from N7 Spec Ops, whatever. I want to do this, I want to do that. This is what I want to try, and I will get to you. It's just I got a lot of requests, guys. So please don't get offended, because I did get a message from somebody, and it was a mistake, and that was totally fine, and we cleared it up. It was no issue. But I declined the friend request, and I got a message back that, hey, I'm being so elitist or whatever, and I responded right away because I never want people to kind of think that I'm being very elitist with them, because I actually care about playing with people, and I care about people in general. So I responded to him, hey, no, I don't know who you are. I get a lot of requests every day. So we cleared it up, and we actually played a game, and we had a good time. But, guys, don't get offended if I do not accept a friend request, because I just don't know. And if you do send a friend request, on the friend request, you can actually attach a voicemail, or you can put you can put a message there. So don't just send a friend request just because it's the easiest thing. Send a friend request, and if you're gonna send a friend request, just attach a message or something, because then I'm not gonna know who you are, and it's just regardless, it's just really tough for me to manage, guys. So please, I apologize ahead of time. If I don't get to play with you, I apologize ahead of time. I'm just one guy, and I really like all of you guys. It's really tough for me to manage it. And like I said before, I do, there's a lot of things I do. So when I do play, I'll play maybe an hour or 2 hours a day. Even then, it all depends. I might not even get to play a day, depending on what's going on with my business, and I'll have to get a few things done, or I have some few meetings or anything like that. So that's what's going on with that, guys. I have been reaching out to a few other commentators. I don't know, you guys have been requesting for me to play with other people. Not everybody, I don't know. Just because you guys want to see me play with other people doesn't mean that they necessarily want to play with me, or whatever. So I've reached out to a few people. I'll see if I can get something done for you guys. Also, I do have Halo 4 gameplay for you guys. If you guys are interested in that, I am doing the campaign. I have been doing it with my buddy Rockwell and Rage and a few other buddies. I had some issues with the sound, but I can do live commentary now, guys. I really can. Figured it out, and that's what I've been doing for Halo 4. So what I'm gonna do here in Mass Effect is gonna be something similar. I do have another series coming up for you guys, not just the hardcore series. I have another Mass Effect series, and what I'm gonna do with that is I am gonna do live commentary. And I'm gonna, just go right ahead and do that with you guys, so that you guys can kind of hear. And I did see a request that people have been wanting live commentary, and I really can do it now. I really can. So I am gonna take out the time to do that. I even asked the guys here from the N7 Spec Ops if they wanted to do live commentary here, but they kind of like they were like, well, maybe not this time around, because this is platinum and there's gonna be a lot of cursing, and they kind of they're like, they want to make it a little PG, and for whatever reason, I don't know. Some people are calling me like the Mr. Rogers of Mass Effect for whatever reason. They say that my voice is calming, and I got that comment the other day. They say, well, Invader, platinum is so hard, but the way you talk and the way you make things sound, it's like I feel alright. Like I feel like it's two banshees are coming at me, but it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. So, anyways, I got the guys is like just making fun of me, and whatever, guys. If you guys get to know me, I'm really chill, guys. I mean, I'm just I just like to have fun. I'm just really chill, guys. I'm not elitist at all. I mean, I've had like I tell you guys, come in if you guys want to play score, come into my lobby, do your best to outscore me. If that's if that makes you feel good, or you want to have fun, you can do that. That's totally fine. I will we'll play hard. We'll do things like that. I could do whatever you want. I'm cool with enjoying the game and having fun with it. And I gotta say this, I gotta be very honest with you. I have Halo 4 and I love it, and I'm playing it. But I gotta tell you guys, this game Mass Effect has a way to like. I really has such a draw. Like, this game has such replay value that it's absolutely amazing. Like, I really do see myself to continuously play this game constantly, even as I'm playing Halo 4 or even as I'm playing other games that I will be playing for you guys. Because I want to do some let's play playthroughs for you guys on my other channel, the Invader One. So I got to be honest with you though, with Mass Effect, this is definitely one of those games that has massive amounts of replay value. And that has really totally amazed me how it really has that kind of value. And I think it's also the co-op aspect of it, but it's really the characters, even with all the bugs that this game has. I mean, it does have a lot. It has quite a few issues, but it still has its draw. The characters are very unique. You have a lot of different weapons. I mean, I wish there were more weapons, I'm going to be honest with you. I wish it were like a Borderlands situation where we had to really just figure out the amount of weapons. But what I like about it is that every character has different builds. I mean, you can build the characters in so many different ways that it's amazing that people actually get into arguments about how to build a character, which I just don't even get. I'll build my character in so many different ways, and I'll still get criticized because I do different builds. Like, for example, I just did the Geth Trooper, the Pyromaniac video that I did, the new Geth Trooper, and I did one build for him, but everybody's like, whoa, why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that, and I'm like, well, I did that also. So I have another build that I did two other builds for the Geth Trooper, which are still both good. I did a build without the human, I mean, not the human, the hunter mode. I did one without hunter mode and just left his other powers on, and he was amazing. I was just totally destroying the collectors and burning them up, and it was really, really good. And I also did a melee build, and that was a lot of fun. And you know what, if anything, I'll do a few videos with alternate builds for you guys for that guy, because that guy definitely has some alternate builds. He's an excellent character. I really like him a lot. But yeah, that's the one thing, guys. That's the draw to this game. That you have all these different builds, and people will get really adamant about their builds. It's just like, oh, my build is better because this and this and that. My build is better. My other one is better. But it's not necessarily about the build being better. Although there are some builds that may be better, depending on how you're using your character, or what are you trying to do with the character. But this the draw to this game. You could build this game. I mean, I got a buddy of mine who is using the Shadow as a sniper. Like seriously, he's got a Widow on her. Going around a sniper, and he does very, very well. So it's all about how you know how to play the game. You mix and match the characters and the weapons and the builds in so many different ways and still be successful at your gameplay. But anyways, guys, in regards to London and the objectives, the best objectives in this map, guys, literally are object recovery. That's the best one. That's like the prime objective that you want, because you're able to get through. You got to be able to pick up the package and get going. Escorts, I would say, are the second best. Okay, the escorts are great because it's a moving target. It'll keep on going, and you'll be able to get to where you want to get to. The 4 individual hack devices, that's a really tough one on this map, because this map is very buggy when it comes to the the spawns. For whatever reason, you'll actually I mean, I've shot missiles right at entire spawn point that is right in front of the objective, and still, like, the like the enemies will respawn immediately right in front of me. I mean, that's just absolutely crazy. So this map is definitely very buggy when it comes to the spawns, and I just don't like that about this map. And I don't know, it's just, it doesn't work right. Look at this, guys. I had a bunch of lasers on me at the moment. Anyways, this was tough. This was tough right here. There's wave 10. But yeah, the objectives here, I would say, if you get something like, if you don't get a hack in the beginning, then you're fine. Most likely you won't get a hack again. You might get it. I don't know. It all depends. But we got 3 hacks in a row in this map, and we made it to wave 10, but it was just so hard. And see, guys, this is what I'm talking about, the primes. This one Geth prime, just killing me. Just killing me. Just destroying me. This is absolutely insane. I look at this. It doesn't matter. I'm here trying to get away. Bam. Done. just done. It's just the combat drone. Guys, the Geth Prime, especially with the new combat drone, it's just crazy. Like this, it just doesn't even matter. The it's just crazy. The Geth Primes, guys. When you see the Geth Primes, you want to take them out. They're the worst. They're a real boss enemy when it comes to platinum. They will totally annihilate you. Oh, and sorry guys about that. I do want to apologize. There's another thing. I had a video in regards to the Asari Valkyrie, and I don't know why my brain constantly, even though I know how to say annihilation field, I kept on saying annihilation field. And I'm so sorry about that, guys. You know, it's like sometimes my brain is thinking in Spanish or my brain is thinking in French. So, guys, I speak a few languages, just so you guys know. I do speak in Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo está todos ustedes? So, there you go. And sometimes you'll notice that I do respond in Spanish to some of the subscribers who are from Spain or from whatever other country that does speak Spanish. Je parle français un peu. Alright, so I do speak French a little bit. I can respond in French a little bit if you have any French subscribers, guys. You know, so just so you know, and that's about it. Okay, and my French is a little, it's there. So I'll do my best. I'll throw some. I'll do my best to respond back in French if I can. But mainly my main language that I speak is English, and my first language was actually Spanish. So sometimes my brain will revert to Spanish, and when I was doing that video, it annoyed a lot of people. As a matter of fact, it annoyed me because after I realized I was doing it, and so the entire video I was like, annihilation field, yeah, annihilation field, annihilation. I'm like, wait a second, it's annihilation field. So I apologize about that. You know, it is what it is, and some people do tend to make fun of my accent, or I guess they enjoy it. I am from New York City, guys. So I grew up in New York City. So I have a little bit of that New York City twang, and grew up in the Bronx, and then moved up to Brewster County, upstate New York, and now I am living in Orlando, Florida. So that's a little bit of history about me. So if you're wondering about my accent, or if you hear anything that's off, I have no problem with you guys correcting me, guys. Don't worry about correcting me. It's no big deal. It doesn't bother me if I say something wrong. I prefer that you guys correct me, let me know what I'm doing wrong. I'll do my best to do better. That's all. That's the way I see it. That's my mindset. That's my personality, guys. I always, try to see the best in things, and do my best to be that way. That comes from, just experience in life. All right. So, but anyways, guys, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. We tried this at first with all destroyers, and I kind of would have preferred that video because it would have been really cool, just all destroyers. So we had 3 destroyers and 1 shadow, which is okay. We kind of needed it for the phantoms. There was some points here that we were just like, oh, phantom, shadow strike, shadow strike. Because we couldn't bring the acolyte, we all had to have N7 weapons, so we did that quite a bit. Check this out, guys. This is what I'm talking about, the primes. Look at this. Look at my shields. This is ridiculous. I had to keep on taking cover. Just the primes, crazy. I was working him from far because it's just the primes. I'm telling you, they're just out of control. And I don't play Geth Platinum a lot. I've done it quite a few times in the past, but I normally, guys, when I play Platinum, it's usually Reapers. I play Reapers quite a bit. Second is Cerberus. I play Cerberus. If I'm picking a game, third is Collectors, and last but not least is Geth. Like, I prefer not to play against Geth. I'm not a big fan of all the stun lock, and although, believe it or not, playing against Geth on Platinum, like, picking them as the enemy, is actually not too bad. It's just the primes, but even that, it's not too bad. But you have all the you have all the hunters and a few of the and a few of the other enemies coming at you. But anyways, guys, it is what it is. So usually when I play Platinum, it'll be Reapers first choice, second choice would be Cerberus, third choice Collectors, and last but not least, the Geth. And I like the Collectors. I think they're a fun enemy to fight against. They're actually much easier, guys, than much people think they are. The other thing is that You know, the crabs, the freaking Praetorians, are just they're still a little fast. I think they slowed them down a little bit in the last update, but I don't know. They're still a little fast, but the collectors are not too bad, guys, on platinum. With collectors, it's just if you can get past the first two waves, you'll be alright, and then it gets easier. The harder waves after that will be waves 8 and 9. But wave 8 is always the hardest wave on any platinum faction. So you could play Reapers, you could play, you know, Geth, you could play whatever. Wave 8 is always going to be tough. Wave 8, they throw everything at you. So you know, it is what it is. That's just the way it's gonna be, regardless. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This is an N7 Spec Ops Operation Elite. It's not a build video, but I figured you guys may get some pointers out of the map, how we're running the map. I've heard that quite a bit, and I haven't done a London video in a while. So I asked the guys, hey, this is a challenge. It's going to be a long video because, you know, we're limited in the sense of, you know, how we're managing the weapons and doing everything. So, but still, I figured you guys may enjoy it. But Invader 1 out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. It definitely helps me out. Take care, guys, and enjoy.